question.
Can Phoenix stay undefeated?
Can the BBC City Reapers get their first win?
Can Megan Adams score? On herself?
Can I, Mark Buck, conduct as great an interview as Dick Residue?
We'll answer all these questions tonight on UHL Live. UHL Live. I'm Dick Residue, and this is Mark Buck.
That's right. We got another action-packed week in the UHL. Let's get right down to it.
The game of the week was the UHL's fastest-growing rivalry, Phoenix and Mexico City.
Yeah. Now, Antonia Escuela would be the first to strike. She may not be the biggest defender or the strongest, but she is fast like a rattlesnake, hopped up on goofballs, and she can score. There would also be some hard hits in this rivalry game. With the level of intensity, Phoenix would be quick to strike back. Becky Farley ties the game at 1, but this would not be the last, and the game went back and forth. Adam Eastman gets his first goal as a member of the Smog.
And the crowd goes wild!
Yeah, and then with 30 seconds left in the game, Escuela gets called for slashing, and that would give the Yaks the power play. Trevor Smith tries to clear the puck, but instead he coughs it up and is recovered by Keisha Johnson, who gets the puck to Lisa Payne, and she makes it count. Now, Escuela, who took the penalty, is upset with the South, but this sends us into overtime. Smog coach Geraldo Martinez reminds his players of the history between these teams. 8 out of the last 12 meetings have been decided by 1 goal or less.
Pep talk did not have the effect Martinez would have wanted, as Nightstick breaks down the ice with Alexandra Leonard trailing. He gets the puck to her, just missing a diving Escuela, and she scores, winning the game and keeping the Yaks undefeated at 6-0. The best record in the UHL. Last season, the Yaks won their first 7 games. Can they beat their best franchise start by beating Saskatoon and Paris next week? I think so. I don't see them losing until April 29th when they face the Smog again.
The Reapers, who are looking for their first win of the season as they travel to the usually lowly Snipers, who coming into the game are 1.5 games ahead of the Reapers. Ahmad El-Amin would lessen that gap as he scored the only goal of the game.
From then on, the Reapers used some physical play in order to keep their lead and get their first win.
Yeah, Ty Bullerman, he laid a bone-crushing hit on his good friend Brad Hexel, which would break his foot. Team doctors are saying Hexel will miss 17 games. This will really hurt the Snipers, who seem to be turning things around this season.
Oh, continue their role against the Artists as rookie Trisha Covington beats Laura Muir with an awesome deke.
She has a Southern bell ringing a gold bell like a Liberty Bell.
And the Lightning blank Paris 6-0.
They are holding the second best record like Rosie O'Donnell holding a box of ho-hos.
Snipers were hoping to hold even against the Moscow Rat Monkeys.
That shouldn't be hard. Moscow couldn't score if they had a box of condoms on prom night with a school skank in the backseat of a Maserati.
Emily Van Roy strikes first. The frustrated Rat Monkeys took their frustrations out of the Snipers with some hard hits. Even when Max Toast Powers scored his 3rd goal in his rookie career, Dan Ampolsky made him pay. Then on one play where Kyle Dahlke puts a jailhouse check on Eric Mullen, Christian Rodriguez was getting into it with a fan. You can see the 2 gentlemen in black yelling at Rodriguez.
It looks like they tell him that Moscow sucks more than Kevin Costner at an ass slurpee convention.
This is the same kind of injury that put Superoba out, and Rodriguez will be out now for 14 games with a broken wrist.
Hope it's not his spanking hand. We move on to Mexico City and BBC City. This would normally be a great matchup, but with a major piece of the Reapers' offense missing, most weren't expecting much.
And they were right not to expect much.
Mexico City strikes first as Elias, the Catmaster Oliveras, sends a one-timer past Brian Vanderwerf for the goal.
The Reapers' defense must have relied on Superrobot too, because they are getting abused like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, now then the controversial goal when the Reapers thought Jeff Martin kicked the puck in the net, but as we can see in the replay, there's no kick in motion and the goal will stand. This put the Smog up by 3. Then former Reaper Trinity Gregor spots up from the point and scores.
I smell Larry Lester.
Yeah, that smell is gone because rookie Hans Stefan skates up to the sweet spot and puts one past Death Rain.
BBC City avoids getting their buns taped together. They might travel to Philadelphia, where Megan Adams is hoping to win 2 games in a row for her new team. Things did not go as planned as Thunderbolts split the Blunts defense and scores.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Philadelphia would answer when defender Carter Johnson takes the shot from the point and slips one by Day sodomy. Then we get a bit of a controversy. Johnson once again involved in the play, and he passes to Ryan McLean, who blasts a goal past a Knibba tender. However, the home scorekeeper spotlights Johnson, crediting him with the goal.
Maybe the statistician shouldn't be smoking the blunts.
In the end, the statisticians give McLean the goal. Then, late in the second period, Adams comes out of the goal, and instead of holding the puck or even waiting for one of her teammates, she turns and puts the goal into her own net. Wong would get the credit. Adams would get the blame.
She is out there playing with as much talent as one of Pitbull's rap songs. Have you seen that boy's face? Fake and depressing.
Knibba was actually out hit tonight.
Yeah, that is uncharacteristic.
But maybe with their focus away from hard hits, they're able to focus on offense, as they are now on a 2-game win streak after Susan Marsiglia wins the game with a slap shot past Adams.
With the Reapers out of the picture for the time being, the battle for the top spot in the Bowers division is between the Camels and the Lightning. The Lightning would stake their claim on the division early as Blackwing put a wicked slap shot by last year's goalie of the year, Donald Brandon. Next, it would be Grant Collins, who would make a fool out of Adam Boot.
To borrow from soccer, he got nutmegged.
The Lightning win the game 5-3.
Never visits Moscow, and we get a fight right away between Lightning Bolt and Ping Chu.
You call that a fight? I seen better brawls at a drag queen night over at the Blue Oyster.
Knibba really brought their game today, and Brian Hookshire led the charge, sliding the puck past a flailing Kevin Budnick. Then, Hookshire does it again as he utilizes the spin move, completely stunning the dazed Moscow goaltender. The Roos would add another goal to end the game 3-0.
They are only one game behind Nagasaki in the Thompson division. The Philadelphia Blunts face their division rivals in Lowell Bandits, and that is Michigan, the glove, my friends. The Blunts' David Alvarez would be the first one to score.
Then, Seth Weinberger scores the game-tying goal, which also happens to be his 50th career goal.
Congratulations, Mr. Weinberger. Then, Mark Blakely beats Megan Adams stickside to give Lowell a 2-goal lead. Ryan McLean scores to bring the Blunts within one, but it wasn't enough. The Bandits would take the game, dropping the Blunts to the bottom of the Pyrock division.
Coming up next is the much-anticipated interview with Jezibelle Stankfoot.
Thank you for tuning in to the interview portion of UHL Live. My name is Mark Buck. I'm subbing in tonight for Dick Residue. And tonight we got a very special guest. Her name is Jezibelle Stankfoot.
Stankfoot?
Yeah. We'll get to that. Stanky. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. You are one of the worst coaches ever to coach in the UHL. Last year, you were 3-27. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel very angry. I'm disappointed in Moscow. That's why I left them.
Well, I heard there was nothing to do with leaving. I heard you got fired for being so crappy.
Well, you're a crappy goalie. I don't know where you heard this from, but it's lies.
Well, yeah. Now, let's move on. How about your childhood? You grew up in Soviet-occupied East Germany, is this correct?
Yes, my family was terrorized by a Soviet guard named Yuri. He tried to use us for sexual favors, but we would give it to him. So, he took advantage of our pot-bellied pig named Stella.
Well, it's hard for me to believe that anybody was looking for sexual favors from you. Now, I mean, that weird, you tell me, folks. Hold on. How did you get into coaching? Because you're really bad at it. I don't understand how this ever became a passion of yours.
I was a child playing bocce ball along Berlin Wall, and it was the national game, and I heard gunshots, and I look up and it's Yuri with bacon in his hand. Later I find out it was Stella's bacon.
Alright, well, not that you're answering any of my questions. Now, let me know, it must be very hard to find love with the last name Stankfoot.
It's not Stankfoot, it's Stankfoot. I like German Wieners and David Hasselhoff.
Well, on that note, I guess we're gonna wrap it up because I do not know what she is talking about. We'd like to thank you tonight for showing up, listening, and watching. And thank you, Stankfoot.
Stankfoot.
That's right. We will see you next time on UHL Live. I thought it went pretty well. All things considered, when a girl's breath smells like sauerkraut and the dreams of dead children's tears, you try.
Well, another show wrapped up. For Mark Buck, I'm Dick Residue. We'll see you next week.
That's right. Rat monkeys? That's worse than a bass fisherman with no... Wait, why do you have no costume on?
What